So look, if you have bad customer service, you got problems, like big problems, problems that you may not even realize it today, but if you have bad customer service, it's going to be like a snowball effect. And the snowball can start off really small, right? And as it's rolling down the hill, it begins to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And sometimes to a point where it's so damn big that there's nothing you can do about it but let it happen. You have to let that snowball just hit the bottom. Because here's the thing, once you freaking turn a person off for intentional, sometimes not even intentional, but especially if you have intentional bad customer service, there's no amount of apology that they're willing to accept, because it's too easy to have good customer service. And a lot of times we get chargebacks and things like that. Like, I'm not going to say the name. It's a very, very prominent person in the industry today. And they have this policy where they don't do refunds of any sort. All sales are final. I'm not knocking anyone that does that. But these people sell hard. And when I say they sell hard, they sell hard. And, make all kinds, how salespeople do. They spin things, right? Unfortunately, some do that. And, I know people say, oh, you're being negative. We should only talk about the positive things in life. Well, that's not how it works. And these people sell hard and they kind of spin things. And then once you purchase something from them, I don't care if it's their fault or your fault. Let's say the event can't take place. Let's say they made a mistake. Anything. Boom. All sales are final, right? And to me, that's not, well, people don't consider that customer service, but I do. I believe the salesperson should not just be the salesperson. I believe the salesperson should be a customer service person, or should have some kind of customer service skills. Because here's the thing, you want to be able to communicate before, during, and after the sale. If you're only that kind of salesperson who communicates during the sale, come on now, imagine, and then now you pass them off. I remember reading a book called Never Lose a Customer Again. And this book resonated so much with, my values. And in the book, he spoke about how sometimes the salesperson is just consistently, let me just back up, right? Imagine you go to a restaurant, and in this restaurant, you tell the server everything you want on your food. Everything, all the details, what kind of drink you want, what kind of dessert you want, everything. And they don't in turn pass that to the chef the proper way. And you've been waiting 20 minutes, 30 minutes, they courted you, they smiled at you, said all the funny things that you wanted to hear. And then when you got your plate back, let's say you're a vegan, you like, I don't want meat, I don't do dairy, I don't want cheese, I don't want, white sugar in my food, right? And then you get your plate of food and this freaking chicken in, or it's chicken juice, all right, on your food. And then when you order your breakfast, maybe pancakes, they sprinkle white powdered sugar on it. You're like, I just told you I was a vegan and I don't want to eat white sugar. Oh, it's just a little sugar. No, I told you that, right? And so it makes you upset, and that's on a small level because it's not translated the proper way. But what if it was just given to the chef, and then you never even saw that server again? Somebody else came out and delivered the food, which does happen sometimes, right? And it's just, you feel like, what? That person just sold me. Now, in the book, Never Lose a Customer Again, the example he gave was that sometimes the salesperson could do all the courting, all the dating, and then when it comes to actually bringing that home to giving the result to that particular person who they were dating, they're no longer in the picture whatsoever. So imagine you've spoken to your client, you told them all these things that you could do. Yes, I could do that. Yes, I could do this. Yes, and yes. And then now I'm a client of that person, of that salesperson. I get passed off to somebody else who has no clue what the salesperson said. And that happens all the time, right? And they're like, well, you got to talk to this department and to that department. You're like, well, damn, don't you all communicate at all? Oh, no, we can't. There's no phones that connect to that department. You mean the department that's 3 feet away? Yeah, that department. There's no phones. There's no email. There's no way they can communicate with each other. I think that's bad customer service. Even though the salesperson is quote unquote the salesperson who sometimes can be purely motivated by a selfish need, right? Unfortunately, it is what it is. Sometimes it's purely just, I need to make money for this sale. Not understanding that that person could become a referral for them, a referral partner, bring them way more business if they just took a little bit of time to have good customer service as well. And so imagine again, that salesperson told you all these things, and this happens all the time. If it has happened, let me know. And let me know what company, right? But be discreet about it if you can. But it happens all the time. And let me know the experience, not the company. Let me know the experience, right? And it could happen in my company. I'm not saying it doesn't, right? But it needs to be corrected, and we need to be educated on it properly. And then the customer service again. The salesperson and this customer service person have no communication whatsoever. The salesperson and the underwriter have no communication whatsoever, right? And so the salesperson is selling this big, huge insurance package, and then the underwriter gets it and was like, what? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Well, the salesperson told me I could get this, that, and the other. Well, I'm sorry, I don't have anything like that. Imagine how pissed off you would be. Those two people, even though they're in different departments, one is in sales, one is in underwriting, it's still considered customer service. It could be risk. It could be any department. It could be the manufacturing department, the billing department, right? It's all considered customer service. Now, no one's perfect. No business is perfect. And so that's why it's extremely important to be cordial, right? So that the problem of having bad customer service can be either mitigated or even removed, because it's easy to make a mistake, but it's easier to be humble enough to try to correct the mistake. So if you have bad customer service, those are some of the things you could do, some of the things to keep in mind. Let me know if this helps. Thanks for tuning in. Be good.